A lot of people argue that not getting vaccines is a personal choice. But in medicine, where does my individual freedom start and my responsibility to my community begins? And how do we explain that vaccines actually not only save your life, but millions of lives around you to a society that has become very individualistic?
Yes, it's important because, as you say, when you decided to vaccinate yourself or your children, it's an individual responsibility. But you have to think not only in your children, you have to think in the community because one people, independent, not even is older or young, have an illness and go to the school or to the office, you can contaminate the rest of your partner. So you have to be very precise and think in the bioethics, thinking in other people, not only in your own risk. And you have to you have to think, you have to protect your children, but it's better to vaccine a person or a children and not to spawn the consequences of some illness like poliomyelitis that can be the life with paralysis or something that you can be a complete person useful for your community.
We see incredible technology like robots, like in robotic surgery being used worldwide. But in developing countries, that can feel like a luxury. How do you handle the frustration of knowing that a better cure exists globally but isn't accessible in our public hospitals due to budget or infrastructure?
Yes, as we say before, all that means artificial intelligence, robots are very useful for nowadays to make better diagnosis. But in our country, we are nowadays we only put at about 1.5% of the income of Venezuela coming from the petroleum or the oil, and the Mondial Organization of Health say that for a quite good system of health in a country, you must put at least 6% of the incoming in any country. So we have many limitations we have, but nowadays we have some, especially in the private practice, you have some robots to make some chirurgical intervention that in our hospital, the public hospital, we can send our student with good according to our practices, we can send our students to those private clinics so they can handle and learn with these new techniques that we are using nowadays in the medicine.
Many students my age feel a deep calling for medicine, but they're scared of, for example, the crisis or the years of study because, let's face it, medicine is a very scary career to study. But as a leader in the field, what do you say to a 16-year-old today who is doubting whether to study medicine or not?
Well, the first thing is don't be afraid if you want to study medicine. Even in our country, but we are not an island. We have many relations with other universities, private and public in other countries, even though we receive medical from other countries like Colombia, Peru, Costa Rica, Panama. They're learning in our country our techniques. So don't be afraid. It's one of the best careers that you can study, and you can save many lives, even though the condition that we aspire that in the next future we can be as well as modern as 25 years ago we were in the head of Latin America in techniques, in vaccine, in new things, and programs to our bachelor trying to learn to be a good doctor. So we are still in that way, trying to do our best to learn to teach our new student learning medicine.
Despite the crisis and loss of many professors, Venezuelan doctors still have a world-class reputation. We are known as one of the best. So how does the Academy ensure that the new generation of doctors is being trained right to keep that same level of prestige and excellence?
See, as you say, Venezuela has a good reputation in all the world. We have students that studying at university or postgraduate degrees. They are doing a very good jobs in other countries. Thanks a lot. That's why at least 30% of medical people has emigrated from Venezuela for many reasons, and even the nurses have gone about 70%. That means that we need to teach new person, to teach new student to be a good doctor, but to stay in Venezuela, and we're trying to do our best that for that person to stay in our country, to become a university teacher. But it's not easy, but we're trying our best to keep our person with us.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Urbina, for being here with us today, for your time, for your words, and for sharing all of these incredible insights with us. Thank you for showing us the importance of the National Academy of Medicine, but also thank you for talking to us about the vaccines and how important it is to be vaccinated. I think that is a very common misconception on the internet, that being vaccinated is something bad, but thank you for opening our eyes and letting us see the truth behind that. And if someone is watching this and maybe feels a little bit doubtful about studying medicine, I hope that Dr. Urbina's words made you feel a little bit more secure and make you want to pursue that career, because it is amazing, it is a beautiful career, but also the fact that you're helping the health of millions worldwide is truly inspiring. So thank you so much, Dr. Urbina, for being here with us today, and thank you all very much for watching. If you liked this conversation as much as I did, and if you unlocked new knowledge, which I'm sure I did, please do not hesitate on hitting the like button, on subscribing to the channel, hitting the notification bell, and of course following me on all of my social media accounts at Oriana Unlock on Instagram and on TikTok, so that you never miss out on a new opportunity to unlock new knowledge. Thank you so much, Dr. Urbina, for being here with us today, and thank you all very much for watching. As I always say, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep unlocking your full potential. Bye!